All right, we're going live. Today's Wednesday the 31st or the 30th. Today's the 31st. We're at the end of January. No big deal. Anyhow, everybody have your Bibles with you. And we're going to be doing some really good live streams, and we're transforming this into videos for the YouTube channel. And a lot of good things coming up. So anyhow, today is live stream number 66. And we are, like I said, January 31st. And so this live stream is actually called The Origins of Evil. Wow, what a great subject. What a great title. And I make posts. And then from those posts, I'm making live streams. So I had written, you will never comprehend the origins of evil until you first understood the fall of Lucifer and then the fall of mankind. So Lucifer, his fall came first, and then mankind's fall came after. Why? Because Lucifer was first created, right? Okay. So now I just want to say this right now. You know what? Maybe I should should record this. Yeah. So what I want to say too is that they did not have to fall. Lucifer did not have to fall. Man did not have to fall. All right, they did not have to. All right, so Lucifer, his fall came first because he was first created, and then man's fall happened. And based upon Lucifer's fall, didn't have to, but that's the way it happened. And I still need some more revelation. But anyhow, so let's look at Isaiah 14:13 regarding the origins of evil and the heart of man. And the heart, not just the heart of man. So this is what God was saying here towards Lucifer. You have said in your heart, what did Lucifer say in his heart? I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit on the mount of the congregation on the farthest sides of the north. So that's what was Lucifer in his heart. He didn't say it out with his mouth, but in his heart. We can learn a lot from that. Because a lot of times we don't say things with our mouth, but we say it in our hearts, and God knows it, right? So let's look at Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things, and desperately wicked or evil. Who can know it? Who can know it? Right? So note, like I said previously, you will need to begin with Lucifer and his fall in order to fully understand the origins or the beginning of evil, since Lucifer was created before man was created. All right? So, a note here, this word origins, the word origin, because I use the word origin, the origins of evil, has for definition the point or place where something begins, arises, or is derived. All right? So that's the beginning of evil, is with Lucifer. But God did not create Lucifer in that condition, all right? Lucifer was created as a free moral agent, as man was. So this word evil in the Old Testament, it's Strong's number 7451. Definitions, bad, evil, but has other definitions used in different contexts throughout the Old Testament. And we got the disagreeable, malignant, unpleasant, giving pain, unhappiness, misery, unkind, vicious. What do we got today in this world? What do we got today? We have all of these things in the world today because of the origins of evil. All right? Because of the fall of Lucifer and the fall of man. All right. So let's look at Genesis 2:17 regarding evil. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. You shall surely die. Guaranteed you're going to die if you eat from this tree. Note, I call this tree the tree of death because of what the word says. What happened when they ate from the tree, that tree? Well, let's read Romans 5:12. Romans 5:12. Therefore, just as through one man sin entered the world. Wow. Never had to. Didn't have to enter the world. All right. And death through sin, and thus death spread to all men because all sinned. When Adam sinned, we all sinned because we're in there. We're in his loins, right? People have a hard time with that. I don't. It was never God's will for man to sin. Never, ever, ever, ever. And then to die spiritually and then physically. Yet he did give man the choice to believe him, believe his word, what God said to Adam. All he had to do was believe him. You're going to die if you eat of this tree. Oh, well, I don't want to eat from it. I don't want to die, right? Or not believe him, his word. It was God's will for man to only know good and not know evil. Absolutely. Eating from the wrong tree is what led man to his death and to the death of mankind as we know it today. We have been and are still surrounded to this very day by evil, by death, sin, all these different things I read regarding the definition, misery, unhappiness. Yes, because of this, all right? So let's look at Genesis 6:5. Genesis 6:5. Then the Lord saw, what did he see? Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil. There we go again. We've got the word evil with the word heart continually. So the intents of the thoughts of his heart were evil continually, habitually. Let's look at this. Reminds me of Ephesians 2 and 3, in which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit who now works in the sons of disobedience, among whom also we all once conducted ourselves in the lusts of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh, the old man, and of the mind, the unrenewed mind, and were by nature children of wrath, just as the others, as we were. That's why I always refer to my BC days, before Christ, before I got born again. Note, fallen Lucifer is called many things in the New Testament. He's called devil, he's called Satan, but also he's called the God of this world, 2 Corinthians 4:4, as well as the evil one. Wow. 1 John 5:19, we know that we are of God and the whole world is under the power of the evil one. Not good. Note, whatever or whoever is in opposition to God is basically evil. It's bad. It's wicked. Let's look at Malachi 3:18. Then you shall again discern between the righteous and the wicked, or the evil, between the one who serves God and the one who does not serve him. Going back to what Jesus said about mammon. You can't serve God and you can't serve the world. Mammon is the world. That's what he says later on in Matthew 6. Don't be like the heathen, right? Oh, what are we going to eat? What are we going to wear? What are we got? Where are we going to get these things, right? Don't go after those things. Go after the kingdom, and all these things will be added onto you. 2 Timothy 3:13, but evil men and impostors will grow worse and worse. Not good. Let's get ready for that. All right, we're being told ahead of time, right? Grow worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. They're being deceived. They're deceiving people, but they're being deceived themselves. You know? 1 Timothy 6:10, for the love of money, regarding evil, always evil, for the love of money, not money, the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. So he's talking about the believers here, all right? But the love of money is in the world, big time, and I'm going to touch on that, and pierce themselves through many sorrows. No kidding. Man, you look at these guys with their greed. They got all kinds of sorrows in their lives, and the biggest sorrow is going to be when they face God in the judgment. Just read Revelations 20. Most of the bad things done by human beings are done because there is money attached to it. Meaning, if there was no money involved, they would not be doing it. These people that are doing what they're doing, the drug cartels, the sex trade, all that stuff, they're doing it because there's money involved. If there's no money, they would not be doing it. All right? Just follow. You hear this often in the context of something that is illegal or done illegally. Just follow the money. No kidding. You want to see corruption? You want to see somebody who's corrupt? Follow the money. Yeah, you're going to find out he's getting some money from somewhere. Yeah, and it's corrupt. Many times, not always, people do or will do the wrong things because they're greedy. They want more money. They want more money. The more you have, the more you want. And that should not be like that. All right? Because we're supposed to use money for the kingdom. Note, the word root, right, is the root of all evil. All evil, it said, carries the idea of source. And we know that with money, there is power. There's power with money. The more money you got, the more power you got. Come on, you buy big things. You know, people know you. You start exerting power, influence. In most cases, especially when there's large amounts of money involved, which reminds you of Luke 4:6. This is very interesting here. And the devil said unto him, to Jesus, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whosoever I will give it. You know, Lucifer had access to everything that God had in heaven. All right? But he lost it all. But I personally believe that Lucifer wanted control of the earth. He wanted the earth. He knew that he couldn't have heaven. He knew that he couldn't have heaven. All right? So the next best thing was to have earth, to get control of the earth. And he does have control of the earth to some large degree. He still has control of the earth, even after the cross. But the thing is, though, one day he's going to be in hell, in the lake of fire, with all of those who never got saved. All right? So anyhow, I want to thank you for your time. And where is this? It is over here. So thank you for your time, and I encourage you to do all that you must do to walk in the fullness of your sonship, so that you can walk in the fullness, by learning to walk in the fullness of the grace of God and of the faith of God, because it's grace, faith, that gives access to the grace of God. Shalom and amen.